I'm Corkey Fornof, the aerial coordinator. This is Ken Kalman, our helicopter pilot. And the airplane behind us is a story airplane for this section of the movie, and we're calling it the Crop Duster in the script. It's actually a PA-18 Super Cub, and we've made a lot of different modifications to it, and they're doing some very neat stunt work with it down here in Mexico. In fact, why don't you come a little closer and we'll show you some of the stuff we've been doing today. How you doing, James? Well, as you can see, we have James in the back seat, and he's been doing a good bit of flying with me. We're going to use him in several different areas during the sequence. Probably, I should mention why we use him instead of the real stunt pilot for a lot of the different flying that we're doing. We're flying down in canyons and very close to the mountains. We're at 4,100 foot of altitude here, and the temperature reaches 95 to 100 in a day. And then the other location down in the desert reaches, well, we were there the other day, it was 122.9. So you can see our density altitude, or the altitude that in reality we fly at, is not very good for the aircraft itself. It's very sluggish. So we try to eliminate a lot of the weight. James here only weighs about 40 pounds. So we save about 120 pounds from the stuntman himself. The neat things we're going to be doing with this in the sequence is we're going to be approaching a caravan of 5 tankers, 18-wheelers, and we're going to come up behind them. Stuntman will open the door. He climbs out into a position here where he uses this ladder. It's a normal ladder for a J3 Cub or Super Cub, and we've extended it down so he can hang a little lower. He grabs this metal bar here, and we've put a little extra padding on it, and he'll actually hang very, very low. I'll fly right over the tanker, and when I'm about 3 feet over the center of the tanker, he will jump from the airplane onto the tanker. It's a very difficult stunt. We'll usually shoot it early in the morning for the calmer air, but calm air or rough air, it's very difficult. Well, as you can see, this is the electronic switch that we've used to do numerous things. We used it for the crop dusting. We used it for a smoke system we had on board. We're going to use it to drop the dummy in several instances as he's hanging under the airplane. And also, we're going to simulate setting the tail on fire. There's a shot where I'm shot at by various objects, and one of them hits the tail and sets it on fire, and we'll put some smoke grenades under the back and ignite them with this switch, so that at the precise moment in the right situation, I can go ahead and simulate the smoke instantly. Just one of the little magic of movie tricks. What we do with other things in here, we've got it arranged. We've got a radio in here that's out of sight, because we do have to have good communications constantly. As I mentioned, in the areas that we've been flying, the flying itself is difficult. Then when you take the weather conditions that we have to put up with, the high temperatures and high winds that come up very quickly, it makes it rather dangerous. So we like to have great communications between myself, the helicopter, the stuntman, and the people on the ground, and of course the director. You know, the Bond movies are always famous for their action stunt work, and I'm partial to aviation, so the aerial stunt work has been one of the main objects I like to work in. This is my 3rd Bond movie, and probably the one you remember me the best for was when I doubled for James Bond, flying the little jet airplane over the troops, under the bridge, and through the hangar on the way to Grandma's house in Octopussy. In this movie, I'll be doubling James Bond again, flying probably 6 different airplanes in various stunts. Every one of them as difficult as the next one. We go from seaplanes to a Cessna 172, to Coast Guard helicopters, to private helicopters, and to this little Super Cub. The stunt work we're doing with this Super Cub is probably the most difficult, because at this point we will be, besides the bad weather conditions, doing stunts where we come up onto tankers. We're very close to the ground. We're flying between gaps in the mountains, and just spectacular scenery and stunt work. I like it. It gets me excited.